There's two different behavioral coaching styles. The first one's called the commander. And that's a coach or a parent who is harsh, critical, demanding, that kind of thing. Maybe yells a little. And what that creates in your child is anxiety. And when they get nervous, the mind shuts down and you don't perform well. So I've seen plenty of coaches be harsh and critical, but that causes fear. And we're here so that our kids and the kids that we coach, it's not fear-based, they come motivated from within. And you know, Cindy and I grew up playing together at T-Bar-M, and we were blessed to have good coaches. I was very perfectionistic. I'm a recovering perfectionist, so I'm recovering from my perfectionism. And if I had had a coach be harsh, yell at me, that kind of thing, I didn't need that. I was already hard enough on myself, a little anxious, that kind of thing, and we don't need that. That just makes us shut down. And so most children who want to do well, who want to achieve, are going to have a little bit of that anxiety. So it's you have to be very careful how you communicate and what you want to communicate to your children so that you don't make them more anxious and uptight. So that's the commander style. The second style is the engager. The engager. So this is parents and coaches who engage the children in the process. So I teach a lot of lessons and I ask a lot of questions. I want input from the child, because what happens is if we're always telling them what to do, they're not learning it necessarily. But if you stop and you ask them a question, now why did you hit that cross court instead of down the line? You know, they just kind of look at you. So the more questions you can ask, that's getting them, you'll find out, number one, if they know why they did, or if they're just aimlessly hitting balls. But you need to ask your children, why'd you hit that down the line? You know, what happened on that point? Rather than, I can't believe you did that. I mean, I've told you 1,000,000 times not to do that. That is not encouraging. That's not helpful. That's making them think, oh, and then they're going to shut you out, right? Shut you out. So ask them questions. And I'm not saying, oh, everything's fine and mamby-pamby, but you have to have standards and expectations. And I like what Cindy was saying about good sportsmanship. I mean, that fits along with Mach 4. Of course, good sportsmanship, the way you behave, the way you act, keep your racket in your hand, no throwing the racket, all that kind of stuff. Because if you're doing that, you're telling your opponent that you're not confident. So you're sending a message to your opponent. So the engaging style of communication is the way to go. Ask a lot of questions. And if they don't know the answer, then that's telling you something. It's giving you information. Because if you're always told something all the time, you're not learning it. You have to do it to learn it. And you want to know what they don't know. Because if you're always telling them what to do, you don't know what they know and what they don't know. So again, it's important to ask questions.